Chicken tender's meteoric rise needs to be studied. They've become so popular that there are entire restaurant concepts based around the chicken tender. In this sea of options, which chicken tender is king? We're tasting and ranking every major fast food chicken tender in America, starting with Zaxby's. Can I just get a 10-piece chicken fingers? Thank you. Just for the record, we're not doing any sauces. I know people are like, oh, you should compare sauces, but it wouldn't be a fair competition between who makes the best tender. Should we do it every fast food sauce? I don't want to. Remember, in order for a restaurant to qualify, number one, they must have a minimum of 300 locations across America, and number two, they have to have a national presence. Zaxby's came in hard with their sandwich. It's fresh fried, so this should be a highly rated one. Cheers. Almost on the edge of being oversalted, actually. It's on the cusp. I'm very confused by this. I'm like in between. It's fresh cooked, so it's nice and hot, which I do like. It's juicy, it's not overcooked, but the chicken's just stringy. It feels like they didn't let it thaw completely or something when they fried it. Should be tender, it's really not. Salt level is about 10% over what it should be. Not enough breading. It's crisp, but not as crisp as I like it to be. Anyway, this is a 6.5.
6.7.
Okay, not bad, Zaxby's. Above average, moving on.
Zaxby's with our first lackluster score of the day.
Our favorite place on earth, Whataburger. Just kidding, I hate this place. Hi, can I just get 2 orders of the Water chicken strips, just a 3-piece?
Okay, it's gonna be $12.97. Can I get a name?
Josh.
Mid-sentence, just dip.
Thank you. I will say these do look better, but I can tell these aren't hand breaded.
These look like the chicken tenders you get at a bowling alley. Right?
This is the driest chicken tender I've ever had in my entire life.
Not even the chicken is dry, so is the breading.
I mean, look how dry this is. You know that you overcooked fried chicken when the breading totally coats the chicken, but somehow you've cooked it for so long that the heat from the breading has colored the chicken behind the breading. I like the crunch from the breading, I will say, but the ratio of breading to chicken is equal. It's 50% breading, 50% chicken. Way too much breading. Salt, pepper, not very many spices. This is like a white people chicken tender, sorry.
Your people.
Well, unfortunately. It's a little undersalted. I didn't want to be too mean because it's the beginning of the video, but it's a 3.
It's dry, old oil taste, dry chicken, say flat 3.
Hopefully there's some better tenders coming up. Moving on.
Whataburger with the bottom of the barrel score. Nothing new here, on to the next.
Pulling up on Church's Chicken. They graffitied the chicken art. How could they do that?
Welcome to Church's. How can we help?
Can I just get a 5-piece Texas tenders and dipping sauce? Can I get one of those regular and then another one spicy?
No problem. Before that, it's up to your rest of the way.
That was Texas hospitality right there, baby. Church's has a spicy and a non-spicy. We're starting with the non-spicy. Depending on which one we like more will be the one that gets entered in the competitions. Non-spicy. Cheers.
Not crispy, tough chicken.
It looked better than it was. The flavor is nice. The salt level's almost perfect.
No, it looked like it was gonna taste like that.
I'm gonna assume the spicy one's better. Let's just jump onto that.
Cheers.
Noticeably better.
The crust to meat ratio, 90-10, but that crust is good.
So texture, breading's not perfect, but it's pretty good. It's crunchy, I detected, I like it. Salt level, perfect. Spice level, love it. It's warm, it's not too aggressive. I'll give the spicy a 7.
According to me, chicken's juicy, definitely fresher than the other one. Crust is crispy and flavorful. Salt level's, this is a 7.7, man.
Whoa.
That's almost an 8.
I feel like there's better out there, and we're gonna find it. Moving on.
On to our next contender, Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box also has a spicy and a normal. I will say these both look eerily similar. I think they might have accidentally given us both spicy, so let's give it a little try. Very bready. I don't hate it, I don't love it. God, these are like huge. They have more flavor. Way more chicken-like. It's got that umami. The spices I like. It's not bad. The crunch is really nice. The breading to meat ratio is nice. Jack in the Box is kind of pulling right now. I'm gonna give this a 7 as well.
Flavor's good. I like the chicken. I like the seasoning on the breading. I would say this one, this is 6.7 to me.
We're going to karaoke, dads, and then we're moving on.
Another top contender solidified, but this can't be the peak. On to the next.
We're at the drive-through of Sonic. We're not sitting at the drive-in part. I'm tired of waiting. Let's just get into this and call it a day. Oh, the oil.
The breading to chicken ratio, the chicken's so flat, majority of that is breading. And it's really bitter at the end.
Yeah, crunch is there, salt level's there, flavor is okay, bitter oil. Out of all the chicken tenders we had today, this is the most just boring one.
Underwhelming.
But it wasn't dry. I'm gonna give it a slightly below mid out of 4.5.
I was gonna go flat 4.
Fair rating, there's not much to say about this chicken tender. There's more to come, moving on. We're back at Culver's. I used to like Culver's, and for some reason, every time we go to film there, they suck. I'm hoping they come around this time with their chicken tenders. The normal ones, breaded completely differently from their buffalo, which I was not expecting. I don't know why they did that. Whichever one's better, we'll give our rating. First, the normal. That's cafeteria food. Buffalo. The buffalo one's better. The crunch, nice. It's not too much breading, good amount of chicken, salt level's good, but the overall flavor is kind of underwhelming.
You see the chicken, it's a good ratio, but you don't taste the chicken.
If you put tofu in there, it would be the same thing. Maybe they should do a vegan tender. Like all the things are there, but they're all just kind of under par. It's the most middiest of mid that we've had today, I feel like.
It wants to be above mid, it tastes below mid,
Yeah.
so it's genuinely, it's
mid.
a 5.
That's 5, mid.
Good deal. Moving on.
See ya.
Culver's putting the mid in Midwest. On to the next.
Woo! We're back at Jollibee. There's 2 places that I feel could be our winners, only because of the hype around them. Jollibee, I have hype for, and the one that you guys have hype for, which is Popeyes. Please don't let me down, Jollibee. You never have before with your chicken. Can I just get 2 orders of the chicken tenders? Thank you. They're always so nice here, man.
You know they have your picture on every Jollibee?
Huh?
Your picture is up on every Jollibee. Look out for this guy.
What are you talking about?
Just go inside, you'll see it.
You're f***ing with me. Thank you so much. Yeah, we are. This is what I'm talking about, Chick-fil-A. You'll never be able to bread chicken like this. This is how you bread chicken. It's so hot. This is the most fresh chicken tender we've had today. It is the quintessential expectation of what a chicken tender should be. Very nicely breaded, a crispy, crunchy crust. It's a little peppery, it's a little garlicky. It's not overly spiced though, it's like just right. You taste the chicken first and foremost. I think one of the things that makes Jollibee great is their whole piece chicken. I don't think that their tenders are as good, but I'm still gonna give it a solid 7.5.
It's up there, but I think it needs that gravy, and I think they've made that recipe to go with a sauce like gravy. By itself, I'm gonna go ahead and give this one, I'm gonna go with a 7.7.
Jollibee never disappoints. I don't know that it's our reigning chicken tender king, so let's find it. We're at Burger King. I should preface, they don't really have chicken tenders. Their closest thing is the chicken fry, which we're gonna sort of count. All right, since they're taking so long.
Almost myself.
I'm trying to get it to stop, it won't stop. Hi, can I just get 2 orders of the chicken fries? Thank you. It's honestly not bad, but I do taste the bitter oil.
I feel like there's no description on this because it's a farce meat, pre-frozen.
There's very little crunch. It's more of like a crisp exterior. It's not dry though. It's actually pretty moist. It's one of the more moist bites we've had. Salt levels are good. The flavor's not really there. You can taste the recycled oil where they've left it going and going and now it's bitter. They're actually a lot better than I thought they'd be, but they're like maybe a 5.
Whoa. These are skinny long nuggets and you know it. This is a 3.
Are they nuggets or are they tenders? I mean, does it really matter? They got a middle of the line score, so moving on.
No, not the gas station Arby's. Can I just get 2 orders of the 3-piece chicken tenders? That's it. Thank you very much.
Damn.
I will say he has something to say about his.
For 7 minutes, my is ice cold. It's upsetting how cold it is. It's even colder than the inside. Flavor, it's got a nice little crust on there. And chicken's pretty juicy, it's not bad. Wow. Overall, this is a 1 experience, dude. That's upsetting.
Mine are hot. I think there's too much breading, but I can get by it because there is a decent amount of protein on the inside too. So flavor's decent. It's got umami, clearly they put MSG, shout out to that. But it's just kind of like a salt and pepper tender. There's not very many spices in it, so it's lacking a little bit in the flavor department. I don't taste really the chicken at all. The crust is a bigger star than the chicken, which is a big problem for me. These are just about as good as what you would get in elementary school at the cafeteria. And those, to me, have always been about a 3. But I'll give these a 3.5. Congratulations, Arby. You're consistently bad. All right, we're back at one of our favorite places, Bojangles. They failed us on breakfast, but I hope they don't fail us on the chicken tender.
Is that breakfast without me?
Can I just do a 5-piece chicken tender and then that's it? Thank you very much.
100 minutes to win it.
That was only $6. All right, here we go, Bojangles. Oh yeah.
That's not bad at all.
Wow. This is exactly what I'm looking for in a chicken tender. Seasoned beautifully. A little bit of spice, but it's not too spicy. I'm always bothered by the whole spicy and then normal chicken tender. The only reason they do that is because they're afraid that their customer base is too white and won't be able to handle the spice. It should have a little heat on it. I like that. It's juicy. The chicken's not dry. It's crunchy. It's got the craggles.
It's up there. It's crispy. It's super seasoned. They found that recipe where it makes you want more. It has enough spices to make, I just need another bite.
This is an 8.
I think it's a flat 8.
Bojangles coming with a flat 8. This could be our winner. Only one way to find out. On to our next spot. All right, we're at Del Taco in LA. It's gonna be a solo mission. Chicken tenders at Del Taco. That's questionable. Hi, can I just get an order of the chicken tenders, just the tenders? Thank you very much. That was incredibly fast. Under 1 minute. It came in at 55 seconds. I think that's one of our fastest chicken tenders so far. Chicken tender, chicken strip, whatever. We like to mix and match these terms. Whatever this is neither. This is more of like a long nugget to me, but we're gonna include it because it does look like somewhat of a tender strip, what have you. Very basic, very mid. It's all right. If you were under the influence, you would think that you're eating a Michelin-starred meal. But it's not that bad. Salt level's good, it's seasoned decently. There's very little crunch, but there's just not that much depth of flavor. You know what, I'll give this a 5.5. Moving on.
Del Taco, not adding much to the conversation, but it was slightly better than expected. On to the next.
Freddy's has disappointed me and also made me very happy. This could go either way. Cheers.
The batter is kind of juicy around the chicken. Chicken itself is kind of dry. Batter has some taste, some seasoning, but it's mixed with that old oil. Could use a little bit more salt.
Salt, pretty much where I want it. Spice, the flavor though is not really that special. It's like a very general like stadium chicken tender. If you ever wonder why a lot of chicken tenders taste the same no matter where you go, it's because they all come from the same source. Something like a Cisco. And then they fry in a fry-liter of old oil, and then they serve you this. It's very mid, but the bitter oil makes it even worse, which was why I'm gonna give it a solid 3.5.
It's dry, it's bitter, crunch is there, it's below average. That's a flat 4. You know, one day we'll try their custard.
I bet their custard's good, but that's not what we're eating today. Moving on.
Another low score for tenders. Is this really what y'all are going crazy over? I am on a journey. I'm looking for a chicken tender to shock me, to woo me, make me feel something.
This might be the most anticipated chicken tender, chicken finger that we eat in this entire video. It is Raising Cane's. Many people have hyped this place up forever. Is it really gonna live up to all the chicken tenders we've had today? We'll find out.
I know.
How are you?
I like watch your videos all the time.
Oh, really? Oh, I love that. Thank you. What's your name?
Alexia.
Alexia, nice to meet you, Alexia. I'm just getting chicken fingers.
Me too.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you. Yes, thank you so much. Mother of God, that was fast as fuck.
34 seconds, dude.
Moment of truth, Raising Cane's. Cheers. This was an emotional roller coaster. At first I'm crunching, I'm like, oh, it's kind of juicy. Okay, I'm chewing. I'm experiencing good fresh chicken breaded flavor. And then all of a sudden, wait a minute, where's the flavor? Wait, the flavor's going away. Where's the salt? Where's any amount of flavor at all? Is there spices in here? Or what's going on? I mean, what's happening?
It's like chewing gum. Flavor disappeared real quick. The seasoning on the crunch is nice.
Chicken's a little dry, but not too dry.
There's a juiciness to it, but again, like the juiciness disappears.
There's no flavor at all in there. I'm sorry. This is what the comments are gonna be. Josh, you gotta have it with the cane sauce. We are judging chicken tenders. And the chicken tender can't stand on its own 2 feet. Then what is the point? Do you see the flaw in that? Because if you don't, you need a life coach. Maybe I'm being a little too serious. The point is, chicken should be good on its own. That's all I'm trying to say. So I'm gonna give this a 5 because it's very mid. If it had the sauce, it'd be a 7, maybe even an 8.
It's definitely mid. I say 5.5.
Moving on.
Unfortunately, yet another top contender falls completely flat on its face, but it's not the last. Moving on to our next, Steak and Shake.
It's a little bit hard to swallow, that one.
I don't know, man.
It has a weird initial taste.
It's just nothing. This is another Cisco chicken tender. It's a 4. I'm done.
4? Yeah, it's below average. Yeah, it's a Cisco chicken tender, but I think out of all of those generic ones we've had, this one's cooked better than most. I would say this is a 5, mid.
I'm just so goddamn tired of these tenders. It's a 4. I don't need to explain it. It's a 4. Moving on.
The burgers were great though.
Steak and Shake. Burger contenders, tender pretenders. On to Carl's Jr.
Oh, we got the anus thick burger again. Let me just get a 5-piece chicken tender, but just the tenders. When they say hand breaded, I know that they're not breading it here. I know it's coming frozen. I've seen them empty it out of the bag frozen.
Does Carl bread tenders?
Thank you. Cheers.
I will say this, they look better than they taste.
Yep, that is some bitter ass oil. This would rely on sauce to be good. Dry, stringy, lacking crunch. It's seasoned nicely, but I'm picking up bitter oil. This feels like they haven't changed their oil in a while. I can feel it like coating my throat in not a nice way. It's a 4. This is not good.
It's a little over fried on the top. I can taste the chicken, but you're right, it's bitter, it's oily, under seasoned. 3.9.
Christian's usually really nice, so that says a lot about this. Maybe I'm being too nice. Moving on.
Carl's Jr. checking off all the boxes to being towards the bottom of the leaderboard. Next up is a big one, KFC.
Yo, the image of the tenders look unbelievably good. I hope it's like that. Can I just get 2 orders of the 3-piece chicken tenders, just the tenders? Thank you very much. Wow, this guy is hustling, I love it. That was 1 minute and 12 seconds and it's hot. So this is breaded properly in some areas and not breaded properly in many others. Good crunch. It's under seasoned.
The crunch is great, the one I had.
It is juicy. That's the importance of properly breading. The little flakes are what really give it the crunch, not necessarily the coating. Flavor-wise, underwhelming. This is the most under-seasoned KFC I've ever gotten in 2 ways. Number 1, the seasoning as in like the garlic, the 11 herbs and spices. That shit's missing in this because I'm not picking that up. I'm picking light chicken flavor, but also it's under-salted substantially. This is at 50% salt.
Some bits of the crisp are really nice, but overall, the crust is whack, the crunch is great, and the flavor is mid. So overall, this is a 6.2.
I'll give it a 6. It would have been a 7 or an 8 if it was seasoned properly.
And breaded better.
Moving on.
Okay, not bad KFC, but I expected better, I'm not gonna lie. Are we gonna have a challenger to our top spot after all?
Long John Silver's and A&W. I do like the little fish though, he's kind of cute. Y'all have chicken tenders for both Long John Silver's and A&W, right?
No, sir, not anymore. Just a Long John.
Oh, just at Long John's. I'll do 2 orders of 3-piece chicken tender, and that's it?
A&W's off the list then?
Yeah, pretty much. Thank you. I'm blown away. These look gorgeous. Shall we?
We shall.
This is really good.
It's insanely juicy, seasoned well.
Salt level, absolutely perfect. I wouldn't put a single granule more of salt. I like that the seasoning is relatively mild. I don't taste old oil, I taste chicken.
When we smelled it initially, like, oh, it smells like oil, but it's not gonna be bitter, and it's not. This is one of those things where I feel like I don't wanna hear your rating.
Okay, I'll walk over there.
Check it out. The chicken, drippy. The flavor, top notch. This is an 8.2.
Not a single piece of chicken have I thought, man, this is so great, and I bet it's even better with the sauce. But that is how I feel about this chicken right here. This without sauce is a solid 8.5.
Damn, that's up there.
It is that good. This deserves an 8.5. If nothing else gets an 8.5 today, this deserves to be the winner to me, but we got more to come. Moving on.
Next up, we head to a place known for their wings, but will their tenders be able to compete?
That's a Cisco chicken tender right there.
It's not really seasoned. It's not as crunchy as you think it'd be for a place that fries all day. There's like a little bitterness to it. It tastes like old oil. I think it's a chicken. Like it's a weird brine.
Look, I'll just call it what it is. Flavor's mid, texture's mid, smells mid. It's mid, it's a 5.
It's a 5.5. I want to dip it in ranch so bad right now.
All I have to say is if anything you're eating is relying on ranch to be good, what you are eating is not good. Oh, that's moving on.
Next up, a huge audience favorite in the tenders game, Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A back at it again with underbreaded chicken. Wow, I'm shocked. People are like, Josh, why do you hate Chick-fil-A so much? It's so good. We've been to multiple Chick-fil-A's across the country. Every goddamn time, it is underbreaded and or soggy. Fried chicken is a 2-part experience. Number 1, flavor. Number 2, texture, the crunch. This has the crunch of a soggy biscuit, but the flavor's nice. It's juicy, it's not overcooked, it's a 5.
It's definitely lacking so much crunch, so much breading. But the texture of the chicken itself, so juicy. This is a solid 7 to me.
Are you out of your mind?
This is pretty good, dude.
Never did I say it tasted bad, but if I want fucking fried chicken, I want it to be crunchy.
A big upset due to underbreaded chicken. Chick-fil-A with their worst performance in weeks. Dairy Queen is up next.
I want to clarify something really quick, very important. Dairy Queen almost won the French fry video. We were remarkably surprised by how good their French fries are. So the question is, are their tenders gonna surprise us too?
Has that almost like chicken fried steak taste on the crust. It's crunchy, it's still juicy, it's slightly flavorful.
The seasoning's almost where I want it to be. I'm not picking up a ton of chicken flavor. It's juicy, it's not chewy. The breading to meat ratio is fair. It's slightly above mid. I would give this like a 6.
No, I like the crunch. Oh. I want to give this a 6.3.
Not bad, DQ. Moving on.
DQ enters the fray with a not bad ranking, but it's on to our final and arguably our most anticipated spot all day long. Can it snatch the crown away from little old Long John Silver's?
We're at Popeyes. They won the nugget competition, I will say. The number that they won at is lower than the highest number we currently have on the chicken tender video. So there is a chance that they win this. This is also the most voted for place for tenders. Can I do 1 5-piece spicy, 1 5-piece regular, and 1 5-piece blackened? That's it. I have a feeling this is gonna take a while. We've always said that time tends to mean you get a better product. We found out today that is not true. Thank you. All right, 7 minutes and 23 seconds. Was it worth it? This could be our winner. Popeyes, you got 3 chances to win, starting with the original fried tender. They're warm, they're not hot. Ooh, hello.
Up next is spicy.
They look better. Hot sauce flavor. Texture, okay. Flavor's decent, but it's a little undersalted. It's got the umami. The seasoning's okay. I'm sorry, I'm just not being blown away.
No.
And the blackened. These are actually not breaded. These are just like chicken breasts thrown in a fryer. These are juicy. These are the best ones I had. Flavor's good, salt level's good, but one major problem, no crunch, because there's no breading. If they all tasted like this, it would have changed the way I felt about those.
This has the most flavor. Which one are we grading?
Well, because these don't have crunch, I would say the spicy ones had the most flavor out of the 2 to me, but what do you think?
The classic had more flavor, but I think the spiciness had more overall taste.
Yeah, it was a better product overall. So the spicy one,
It's above mid, so I think this is a flat 6 to me.
man, this is tough. On one end, I really wanted Popeyes to be a winner. I did not enjoy that at all. I think it's a 4. That means our winner is a shocking Long John Silver's. I don't know what the is going on. These videos continue to surprise me over and over and over. It goes to show you should never judge a book by its cover, because I definitely would judge Long John Silver's by its cover. But they have great chicken tenders. Should go swing by. Love you so much. Subscribe.